You're on. So you're going to do a video testimonial for your son.
Yes.
That I worked with on his nutrition.
Right.
So why don't you start by telling me, telling everyone how old Joel is, and introducing.
Yeah, Joel's 6, and he's been quite ill throughout his life, and I think probably more to do with his delivery. He didn't have great delivery, and he suffered some sort of breathing difficulties during labour, and then so at 9 months Joel had double pneumonia obviously in both his lungs, and then he went on to develop pneumonia twice after that, so he had extensive lung damage, and he went into hospital eating a full range of foods on his 3rd pneumonia visit. And when you have pneumonia as a child under 2, it affects your breathing, so every time he ate he panicked, and he came out of hospital eating virtually nothing that was any good for him. Just he had a really limited diet, chips, things that he felt safe with, and sort of gradually really went downhill from there, got quieter and quieter, and was not a good colour, and some days he'd have the energy of a normal boy, but most of the time he didn't have a great deal of energy, or it would be like artificial energy if he'd had chocolate, or he would be like really wanting to ride his bike, and he slept a lot, and the worst thing was, and the thing that kind of we noticed more, was when he went to school and he wasn't keeping up with his peers with his reading and his writing. He found it really difficult to concentrate. You wouldn't have actually thought that there was anything wrong with him other than him being a boy. Everyone said, oh, he's just a boy, that's what boys are like. And then his breath started to smell quite bad, and I just knew that he wasn't right, and I thought he had some, maybe even on the verge of autism, did cross my mind, but no one else sort of saw it. They just thought he was a quiet, sensitive boy. So that's how I thought I should get some help, because every time I went to the doctors they'd say, don't worry, when he's ready, kids won't starve, but they don't know that Joel probably just would have. So, and I thought giving him chocolate was better than nothing, because that's what my family said, just as long as he eats something. So that's kind of a bit of background about Joel.
Yeah. So how did it make you as parents feel about him?
Every mealtime was a real stress, and we never got time as a family to enjoy dinner, because I was so stressed with Joel, whether he was going to eat anything, or and then I'd cook for us and cook separate for him, and if we went on holiday I'd be worried that he'd starve when we were there, because he had such a fear of trying anything new. So
Did he tell you he had physical symptoms?
No, he has done since, but not at the time, no.
So that you're talking about when he was between 2 and 3?
No, he never said it. I don't think he really knew any different to how he was feeling.
So when he was older, when he had physical symptoms, what did he have?
He said his legs hurt. He used to wake up in the night, said his legs were hurting, and I thought it was growing pains. Everyone said he's got growing pains, and he'd got tummy ache quite a lot, and he just used to say he felt ill, but he didn't know what was wrong. He had lived on Calpol. He had so much Calpol.
And what were his moods like?
He was very affectionate, and very loving, very wanted to be quite needy. He did laugh and he was happy, but not all of the time. He seemed just like he was depressed, which sounds really weird for a child, but he just seemed really depressed, just down.
So then you sought some help.
Yeah.
And you took it on somewhat bit of faith to go to a nutritionist because you weren't sure what was really going to happen.
I didn't know what was going to happen, and the doctors was just saying, there's nothing that we can pinpoint. We can't say that he's got any illness or disease, but I just knew he wasn't right. So I took him to see you because I thought you might be able to help me and help him.
So what did we do first for Joel?
We filled in some paperwork. It was dead straightforward, and I just had to circle boxes that you asked me what was wrong with him. I did a food diary for 3 days, which I was quite embarrassed about because I felt like rubbish as a mum that he was eating like he was. But I think you've just got to be really honest. And then knowing that my other children eat normally, I knew he wasn't like them. Yeah. So then Joel did a urine sample, and that went off to a lab, and there's a full report back on his urine, which Francis looked at and did a full analysis of. So I understood it because there's no way I would have understood it. It looked so complicated. And Fran then sort of sent me paperwork saying, this is what it means, I want you to read it and absorb it, and then we're going to talk about it. So it just gave me a chance to look through your notes and see so I've got any questions that I've got, and then we talked through the results, and you made your recommendations from there, which were to see the doctor about something in particular that had come back, and that in turn referred me to the hospital. So that's another side of Joel. And then you gave me a very, very specific list of things that I needed to get and things that I need to do with Joel. And you said to me, I take no pleasure in telling you that what you've got to do for your child, and it's going to be really hard. And I thought, there's just no way I'm going to do it. And it felt like I was stood at the bottom of Mount Everest, particularly as he doesn't eat anything, and everything he did eat, he couldn't eat. And I didn't do it straight away. I left it a month, I think, because we were going skiing and stuff, and I just couldn't face it. But that was good because it gave me time to do a bit of my own research and get things in place and suppliers and foods that he could have, and practice making him alternatives that he would eat. And my mum got involved, and everyone's been so supportive. And school, I got a lot of help from school, which I never thought I'd get. And I started, and it was miles easier than I thought, because Joel knew he'd got a bad thing in his tummy, and if he carried on, he would never feel better. And so he's been amazing, and it's worked.
So you explained to him the test results so that he understood that it was important?
In child's language, yeah.
Yeah.
He knew it was really important. He still does. Even now, when my daughter got christened and he took communion and he had to have something in his mouth that he wasn't allowed, he forgot and then spat it out at the vicar, which wasn't great, but he knew himself that he couldn't have it. But he just temporarily forgot, and he's his own policeman now. And he's had a few lapses, which, we've coped with, and it's all good.
So when did you start his new diet and his new programme?
I started it probably mid-February. Yeah, mid-February. It's about 3 months now. So, yeah, mid-February.
So tell us how he is now.
I want to cry now. He's like a different boy. Sorry. He is bright and happy, and he says that he feels better, and his pain's gone in his tummy and his pain's gone in his legs, and he's reading like books on his own. And he came home from school last week and told me every bit of the skeleton and where the smallest bone was in the body, and Joel would never have known anywhere like that. He's happy, and he's trying different foods, which is a complete and utter miracle. And the biggest thing is the noise, because he didn't really speak much before, so we keep like joking, saying, oh, no, because he doesn't shut up now. So, and he's better. He's just better. He's amazing. Best thing I've ever done.
Is there anything you'd like to say to anyone else who's thinking about doing this but not sure?
I just think doctors don't know everything, and I think they're too quick to dismiss children's eating as just being children, and I just think you can't be scared of it, but you have to do what you're told, which is the hardest thing. You think, oh, I might not do that, oh, that's too hard. Because getting down him, all the other things that he had to take was not easy. But it's really surprising how quickly kids adapt. And after the first 2 weeks, it wasn't hard. And there's no child on earth, I don't believe, that was as fussy and finicky as Joel. And he wants to try new things now, and I'm having to say no to him because we have to introduce things slowly. But he's asking for things that I never thought he would. So I think you've just got to trust that your child, because they're feeling better, they won't want to go back. I think that's the thing. Just do as you're told. Listen.
Anything else you want to say?
Thank you.